Lady was puffing fast down the line. She knew time was running out quickly. Thomas was puffing fast behind her. He finally was able to smile again. He had found the hope he was looking for. Lady and Thomas raced towards the next station. The engines were blowing their whistles loudly. They didn't have a care about the dangerous life they were now living. Stanley was hiding in a shed at the following station. He was scared. "Stop, Lady!" Thomas yelled. Lady slammed on her brakes hard. Thomas stopped right behind her. "Stanley, come out," Thomas said. "It's only us." Stanley puffed slowly out of the shed. He couldn't believe the engine that was in front of him. "Hello, I'm Lady." Stanley didn't know what to say. "Hello, I'm Stanley," he said cheerfully. "Lady is going to help us get rid of Diesel and his crew. Care to join in on the fun?" Thomas asked. "Yes, I am ready to be rid of those dirty Diesels for good," Stanley stated. Diesel was having a meeting at the smelter's yard. "The trap has been set for that blue puffball," Diesel said. "We just have to wait for him to come get his friends," Splatter said. "And then we are done. We will scrap everyone," Dodge said. "He will come thinking he will be able to save them. That is when I will take them and destroy their last bit of hope forever." Salty could hear the Diesels laughing. "Are you sure Thomas is going to be able to save us?" Annie asked. "I sure hope, me ladies," Salty said. "Why did you help them, Salty? Now you are getting yourself killed," Clarabelle stated. "It was the right thing to do. Thomas and the other steam engines have been like a long-lost family. I would do it all again if given the choice," Salty said. The friends continued to wait for a hopeful rescue. Henry and Percy were waiting for Thomas to return. "Do you think he got caught by Diesel?" Percy asked, worried. "I don't know, Percy," Henry said somberly. Then they heard a strange whistle. It was Lady! Lady puffed to a halt next to Titmus' sheds. "Hello, my name is Lady." Percy was surprised. He was expecting Thomas. Thomas's whistle was then heard in the distance. He was puffing proudly into Titmus. He stopped right behind Lady. "I see you two have met Lady," Thomas chuckled. "She's here to help us stop the Diesels for good." Percy was excited. "I'm glad you're okay, Thomas," he said cheerfully. "Yeah, I am too," said Henry. "We've been worried about you." "I am very happy to meet you both," Lady said. "Thomas has been telling me all about you. Especially you, Percy." Oliver then puffed into Titmus' sheds. He was worried. "Any news on Sir Topham Hatt?" asked Henry. "Nothing has changed. I got the supplies there just in time to keep him stable," Oliver said. "Have we figured out how to save Salty?" "What do you mean, save Salty?" Thomas asked, worried. "Salty saved Oliver from Dodge at Brendam Docks. He was taken to the smelter's yard and put with Annie and Clarabelle," Henry said, worried. "He helped save Topham's life," Oliver piped in. Thomas was nervous. "We have to save them," Thomas boomed. "Stanley went to go find Edward and Gordon. We are going to need all the engine power we can get." A loud whistle was heard in the distance. It was Spencer. "Allow me to help you," Spencer puffed confidently. I am sure we can pull this off if we all work together. Thomas beamed with excitement. Then listen up, everyone. I have a plan. Oliver was guarding the station by the hospital that Sir Topham Hatt was in. He was nervous. Dodge pulled into the station in front of him. "What are you doing here?" asked Oliver furiously. "I am here to make sure the job gets finished," Dodge said. "Is that going to be a problem for you?" "Yes, it will be," Oliver said. "Very well then. Time to get rid of you first," Dodge said. Dodge then began pushing Oliver backwards. Oliver and Toad tried to fight back against Dodge. Slowly, they were being pushed back. "You are strong enough, Oliver. You are stronger than a diesel." The engines then suddenly stopped. "Toad steam engines, though, are stronger," Duck said smugly. "Mr. Duck, you came back," Toad said cheerfully. Dodge couldn't believe it. "Now you will know true power in steamy friendship." Oliver then blew his whistle. The pair started pushing Dodge backwards. "What should we do with him, Oliver?" asked Duck cheekily. Dodge was now under the mercy of the two engines. Splatter was at Farquhar Station. He was looking for steam engines. Splatter then saw an engine waiting for him at the station. It was Spencer. "Hello, Splatter," Spencer said. "I was told to take care of you." "Take care of me?" Splatter asked. "You have to be joking, right?" "Come on, Splatter. Don't make this harder than it has to be," Spencer said as he started puffing slowly towards Splatter. "Oh yeah? Well, catch me if you can, Spencer," Splatter said as he started oiling backwards down the line. Spencer puffed after Splatter at a slower pace. Splatter didn't seem to notice. Then Splatter was shocked to hear a booming whistle. He slammed on his brakes hard. "Going somewhere?" asked Gordon. "Gordon, my friend, it seems Splatter wants the hard way," Spencer said. "Indeed he does. What should we do with him?" Gordon asked. "We should take him to Brendam Docks to be with his brother," Stanley said. "Isn't that right, Edward?" "Yes, of course," Edward said deviously. "It would be immoral to have the brothers separated." Splatter was defeated. He knew he couldn't get out of this. Thomas puffed into the smelter's yard. "I'm here, Diesel, just like you asked," Thomas said. Diesel smiled deviously. "Welcome to my home, Thomas," Diesel said. "It's not as grand as your sheds, but that's not why you're here. You have a decision to make. You must choose one of your worthless friends to save, and live out the rest of your short time you all have left here together. The other will join the scrap pile. So, Thomas, who do you choose?" "I choose both," Thomas said confidently. "That wasn't an option, Thomas, but I will listen. Both of them will be scrapped," Diesel said with malice. "Splodge, take care of this puffball." Diesel waited. He heard nothing. Sorry, Diesel, but Splodge had other matters to attend to at Brendam Docks, Thomas said cheekily. Don't worry, I brought a couple of friends to make this a party. Lady puffed into the warehouse. Percy followed behind her. Then Henry behind Percy. You're outnumbered here, Diesel, Thomas said. Now give me back my friends. Diesel was cross. You think I will go down that easily? You think I would do all of this and not have a backup plan? Diesel oiled backwards quickly. Thomas was scared. Diesel coupled up to Annie and Clarabelle. Salty, help! They cried. Don't worry, me ladies. Thomas will save you, Salty yelled. Shut up, you worthless hunks of metal, Diesel said as he started to head fast out of the smelter's yard. Oh no! Thomas yelled. The turntable was turned to the wrong track. Diesel began going fast out of the smelter's yard. He was getting a massive lead on Thomas. The turntable finally turned to the right track, and Thomas began puffing after Diesel. You two, go and get Salty to safety, Lady yelled. I'll help Thomas. Lady then puffed quickly after Diesel and Thomas. Percy and Henry puffed into the room holding Salty. Salty, are you okay? Yelled Percy. I am fine, me hearty. But I am worried about you, Thomas, Salty stated. What do you mean? Henry asked. It's Diesel. He's going to ram into Titmus' sheds and destroy it, along with Annie and Clarabelle. Thomas needs to stop him at Melon before he gets over Golden's Hill. Diesel was flying down the tracks with Annie and Clarabelle. They had no way to stop Diesel since he took out their brakes. Diesel, please, you can still be saved, Clarabelle yelled. Diesel didn't care to listen. All he wanted was to take over the island forever. Thomas was hot on Diesel's tail. His pistons were pumping, and his boiler was bubbling more and more. Lady was behind Thomas. She knew Diesel had a plan and didn't want Thomas to get hurt because of it. Diesel went around bends and through forests. Thomas was puffing hard through Kildane. He wanted to stop, but he knew he couldn't. Lady was getting more and more worried as the chase kept going. She knew she had to do something. She slammed hard on her brakes at Kildane. She then closed her eyes and thought, we can't stop this on our own. We need a hero. A hero is what we need. With a sound of a whistle, Lady awoke and began puffing after Diesel and Thomas again. Diesel quickly went over the viaduct. Nothing seemed to stop him. Thomas raced over the viaduct after him. He couldn't puff for much longer to catch up with Diesel. Lady was hot on Thomas's steam trail as she puffed over a familiar sight. Then something magical happened. Diesel heard a booming whistle in the distance. It was Hero! He was coming towards the engines! Diesel was so distracted by Hero that he didn't realize he was going full speed into the buffers. Diesel had derailed himself off the track. Thomas was surprised, but also was excited to see Hero. Hello, Thomas. It seems you needed some help, Hero said cheekily. Lady puffed in behind Thomas. She was happy to see the sight of Diesel off the tracks. I did, and you helped me, Hero. You saved Annie and Clarabelle. Thomas puffed proudly. And you saved Sodor, Lady cheered. Hero beamed. Now, what do we do about this dirty diesel? He asked. Don't worry, Hero. I know just where to take him, Thomas said cheekily. Diesel wasn't smiling anymore. He was sad. His reign of terror was officially over. At Brendam Docks, the Diesel Mafia was loaded onto a ship to be sent to the mainland forever. Have a safe trip, Thomas puffed loudly. Well done, me friends, Salty said. Sodor can begin to go back to normal. I'm just glad you're okay too, Salty, Thomas said. And thank you, Hero. We are now in debt to you forever. How did you know to come to Sodor? I don't know, Thomas, Hero said. I was just napping in my shed in my homeland, and next thing I know, I am at the top of Gordon's Hill. Thomas couldn't help but smile. I guess we should thank Lady for that, he said, laughing. Oh, it was no big deal, Lady said. We just needed a bit of sparkle to help us. Thomas and his friends laughed and beamed with pride. Oliver then puffed into the docks. I have some news about Sir Topham Hatt.
Picture a land where the sky is so blue, storybook land of wonder, magical island just waiting for you. Island of Sodor will make your dreams come true. Imagine a place where the sun always smiles, the valleys are green as can be. Friends that you love are all waiting for you. Island of Sodor will make your dreams come true. Children, follow the dream to a land of make-believe.
The skies with stars